school, and then Sarah Hoffman is with middle school. And unlike at other schools where we handle academics as well as a little bit of social and emotional, we both just handle solely social and emotional support for our students. So we're both licensed social workers.
I'm David Measham. I'm the middle school dean of students. This is my 4th year here at Southeast to stay. As the middle school dean of students, I manage the culture and discipline of the middle school and manage our middle school grade level chairs.
My name is Laura Knapp, and I'm the high school dean of students, so I do all the things that David does, but for the high school, in addition to supporting students with credit recovery and following up with credits.
I'm Jenny Reeser. I'm the Director of Student Support. I support the deans and SSCs as well as athletics and the ACE program. And I also sort of manage the school-wide culture and management vision.
As I said, I'm Charlie. I'm the school director here. This is my 9th year in education and my 6th year here at Southeast.
I'm Aline Galligan. I'm the director of academics, so I manage the instructional support team. So we're in charge of teacher observation, development, coaching, and evaluation, and also manage assessments on campus and monitor student achievement.
I'm Jennifer Krancer. I'm a visual art instructor. I'm also the 11th grade level coach, so I help manage the cultural aspect of the 11th grade, working with the teachers as well on the same level. I'm also a course leader for fine arts.
And I'm Chris Schumacher. I am one of the deans of instruction, and I also teach one of the sections of geometry.
Sarah, we just introduced ourselves and said what our roles are.
I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
I'm Sarah Hoffman. I'm the student support counselor for middle school.
So maybe if we could just start here and with yourself, Benjamin, and tell us names and if there's anything in particular you'd like to get out of today, we'd love to hear so we can try and cater this time to be most useful. Great.
Ben Richardson. I teach 11th grade at a public school in Kansas City. I'm the department chair there for social studies. And I've been looking a lot at the ELL populations and supporting students with language deficiency because we have a lot of that at my high school.
I'm Ladarius Collins. I teach anatomy and physiology at Washington High School in Kansas City, Kansas. And I'm actually on this trip to actually see how you guys strengthen your partnership with parents in the community.
Hi, I'm Muriel Hudson. I'm an ESL resource teacher in Kansas City Public Schools, and I'm looking at the system that you use for building character traits in your students, as well as the data that you use for your language limited English proficiency students, and the professional development that you give your teachers to actually help them support them in their language development.
My name is Jay Fitzseven. I teach high school English at a charter school in Kansas City, and I'm looking at how schools decide what new initiatives to take on, what their areas of focus are going to be, and then kind of make sure that those initiatives are successful.
Sandy, I also teach at the same high school as Jay. I'm the math teacher there. I also serve as the PLC lead. I'm looking at how do you build an aligned adult culture, similar to what Jay's looking at, but more specifically, how do you identify early on what this key lever is going to be and how do you value your team around that?
My name is Elena Buckner. I am a PLC facilitator and I teach French in high school. And I'm really looking at how to get teachers to move past sort of the big data of big standardized tests or benchmarks and just use data more consistently on an everyday basis in their classrooms.
I'm Julie Baker. I'm a high school principal fellow at a charter school in Kansas City, and we'll be opening our high school next year.
I'm Nita Daniels. I'm Dean of Students at a charter school, same school Joliet. And I'm looking for what you all are doing for teacher sustainability.
I am Dwayne Joseph. I'm a consultant leadership coach, and I'm working to see how you guys support your teachers and how I can become a better support for the fellows in this program.
And Tom Krebs, I work with leading educators also, and so I get to ride along with these folks and learn a lot, and I'm really actually eager to learn more more about how you actually focus on checking for understanding as a method of gathering data more live, as opposed to just data tracking system. Because you see about teacher development.
So my guess is it might be most beneficial since there are so many of us in the panel and there's kind of a few thematic things that seem to be coming to light that we potentially split up into some groups. So I'm going to propose some groupings. It seems like there's folks who are interested in just like the culture of the school, whether that's relationships with parents or character development. So I think if some of the folks on our team who primarily work with culture, we could have set up kind of a round table up here. The other theme that I was hearing is kind of like instructional support. How do you create an aligned vision? How do you determine what those levers are? How do you create buy-in with your staff in terms of that instructional support? So if we could have maybe that cohort of folks back here and some of our folks who lead the instructional vision on school. And then I can kind of post up over here and talk about like just like any really large global school management or leadership stuff. Specifically like some of the things that we've done as a campus with infrastructure for sustainability, and can speak to that. And so with those groupings, I would say I'll allow panelists to kind of choose where they feel like they'll be the most value added. And then I would say for y'all, if you're open to it, I would just say like move to whatever speaks to you. And if you feel like you want to bounce from group to group, feel free to do that as well. And then I think we should probably save the together time for maybe the last 5 or 10 minutes if there's like anything that hasn't been answered in the particular breakout group you are in, and we can address it that way. So do we go till 11, is that right? Why don't we take the next 30 minutes and come back together at 10:50 to address any lingering questions that you might have at the end.
Good thoughts.
Yeah, we can move furniture too around that.
Is there anything in particular in your mind that you want to ask questions about?
Yes, and there's actually a...
I'm still kind of processing some of my questions. Do either of you guys have one on the top of your head? If not, I could spit one out.
I do. How did you get the parents to buy into the vision that you guys had? What was that process like?
Yeah. Well, one, you can talk about home visits. I was going to talk about the kickoff. This year we experimented with something new that Charlie led before. So before school starts, we come for about a week and a half in service. And the last day of that in service, before students came back, we had our own big kickoff of our goals. He walked through each goal. He walked through what we call the driver.